I want to get right into the first game of the slate, Cincinnati at Tennessee. Tennessee's given 3.5 to Cincinnati, boys. And I think what we have here is two evenly matched up teams. I would say probably the most even matchup of the weekend, in my opinion. I know, Sean, that you like the Titans this week. It may even be your favorite play, coming from someone who is on record with absolutely hating this Titans offense and Ryan Tannehill. So I am on the fence here on this one. I do lean the Titans minus 3.5, but I need you to convince me to make that an official play. So help me out here and walk me through this game. What are you seeing?
Yeah, it's definitely something that I don't usually do, and I'm going to bet the worst quarterback in the matchup. They have the advantage every other position group in the game. I'll take the better offensive line and the better defensive line and the better head coach. And I think they're honestly, I don't know if this is a hot take. I think they're going to handle the Bengals. I think this is a 2-score game at least. I think Joe Burrow is going to be in for a day. I mean, he's going to make his plays because Joe Burrow is, I don't want to say great, but
he's
playing
dude.
Elite. I just don't think the team is ready, man.
No, how much of an impact do you think Henry has coming back from IR after a long absence?
I mean, I'm looking at it as he hasn't been hit in 2 months. I mean, usually at this time of the year, Derrick Henry has 400 plus more hits on his body. I think if you get a fresh Derrick Henry, that's a dangerous Derrick Henry.
And not to mention, now they have a two-headed monster where he doesn't have to carry the full load. Like D'Onta Foreman, like in his proving moments, was able to step up and fill in. You can't fill those shoes, but he did everything they asked of him. So even if Derrick Henry is coming out a little slow before he catches his groove, he does have somebody else, or the Titans have somebody else they can lean on in that situation. Clearly, he's not going to take the bulk of the touches away from Derrick Henry, but at least it's not like the Derrick Henry show. So because like you say, when you're coming off those injuries, getting hit for the first time, getting hit for the first couple of times is very different. So I think that helps him ease his way into that matchup. And then come the fourth quarter, you come to think of that, he's going to still be fresh. And that's – go ahead, Rob.
Do you think – I mean, what do you think of Sean's take? Like, are we really leaning towards the worst end of the quarterback matchup in this one? I mean, I know Tannehill has his limitations, but given the experience, he is the quintessential game manager, I would say, left in these playoffs. Experience, if he can limit mistakes and make plays when he needs to in the play action game, is he really the worst end of this quarterback matchup? I know Burrow had a great game last week, made some really good plays, but as we get through, further into these playoffs, does that inexperience maybe start to show a little bit on Burrow?
It's tough to say. I think Joe Burrow is one of those dudes that as soon as he walks into the building, the whole organization changes and the expectation changes. I think it's going to be tough, though, man. That team, you're going to feel them drafting Jamar Chase over Penei Sewell or like building in the trenches. I think you're going to feel that this game.
Yep. Looks cute in the regular season. Looks cute in those games where he's going for 250. But in these moments, quarterback, protect the quarterback, get after the quarterback. The toys are everything after. You're going to see that this week. To me, the most important part, to back up Sean's point, that inexperience, Zach Taylor just got his first playoff win. Joe Burrow just got his first playoff win. This isn't the Titans' first rodeo. I feel like they thought they would be here in this scenario getting a first-round bye. I feel like that team believed that. Nobody else did, but Mike Vrabel, that's a damn good football coach. Zach Taylor is too, but them being so far ahead of schedule and them squeaking out a win against the Raiders. And honestly, there's two plays that come to my mind that game could have gone completely different. And you see the Raiders playing the Titans. I just don't think they're ready for this moment. And I think next year they take that next leap. But right now, in this moment, there's no way that you can confidently say that the Bengals are going to beat an experienced Titans football team that is from top to bottom better at every position, like you said, Sean, besides quarterback. And the coach has more experience.
I definitely think the Titans D is actually the best side, of these two teams, right? I think Titans defense is the strongest side of these two teams. 13th against the rush in DVOA, 11th against the pass. Yeah, it could come down to the defense on this one, especially with Tennessee. And I know, Mike, you're a big Mike Vrabel supporter, and I know he'll have his guys ready to go. And I think because of that edge the defense has, again, that's like one of the reasons why I'm leading Tennessee in this one, because the strongest part of the Bengals is that passing offense, right? And their ability to mix in, Joe Mixon and the rushing game as well. But I just think this Tennessee defense, I give the edge to them.
Yeah, one last thing on this game is I'm not taking it yet. I am going to wait to see if I can get a 3. I would think the public is going to come in on Cincinnati, and I think waiting to get that 3 is worth it. If I have to take the -4, I'm comfortable with that because, like I said, I do think it is a 2-score game, but I'm going to wait to try and get the 3.
Sean, I'm with you. I think they actually kind of bully the Bengals. This is like a little brother situation to me where it's like you're new here. Welcome to the show.
Right.
I agree with you guys. I think you're going to have a heavy dose of Henry coming back off of injury. You mix in a little Foreman. You kind of play both those, and then it comes down to that play action attack. And I think Bengals are going to struggle to stop both AJ Brown and Julio Jones. Both of those guys getting some rest, getting healthier. I just think that the timing on this one for Tennessee is big in terms of who they're getting back, their ability to get some guys rested and healthier. I think Cincinnati has a hard time stopping those two. And when you're focused on Derrick Henry, Foreman, and that rush attack, that opens up play action for Tennessee. And we know that's how they like to move the ball. I think that's also a big matchup for me. Actually, to get your guys' thought on the 47.5 total. My thought on this one, this is a situation where we're seeing about almost 90% of the money come in on 66% of the tickets on this over. But if you look at it just across the board in all situations, both of these teams rank near the bottom in pace of play. So I'm interested to see if you guys have any take on the total on this one. And what I know, Sean, you mentioned a 2-score game. Do you think that's enough to push this over the 47.5, or what do you see here on that?
I think Cincinnati is going to have a tough time scoring. I could see them settling for field goals. I really think they're going to be in Joe Burrow's ass all day. So I'm not really looking at the total here, but I would lean under.
I lean under heavily. I don't think that the Bengals score over 20 points. I think they're held to a couple field goals. I think they're going to have a tough time all over the field. I think they're going to be in poor field position to start a lot of drives, even if when they do stop the Titans, because the Titans aren't going to score every drive like the Bills did. But I just don't see that sizzle from the Bengals happening this week. At some point, it's going to run out. They're not taking home the Lombardi trophy. To me, it's going to happen this week. You have a defensive-minded coach with a very solid unit. There's no way that defensive unit is going to give up more than 3 touchdowns to the Bengals this week. That's my opinion.
Yeah, and if this game goes, if the game script goes the way that we're envisioning it now, I think a Tennessee cover does tend to lean itself towards the under in this one as well.
Yeah. I think Zach Taylor, he's overexceeding expectations as a coach. There's really no pressure on him this week. There is a lot of pressure on Mike Vrabel and that team. This is a moment for them to take a step forward and kind of be in the conversation with the Bills, the Chiefs in the AFC. I feel like they think they don't get enough respect in preseason, regular season conversations. This game, to get to the AFC title matchup against whoever wins that one, this is that one that is so important to them that solidifies them to be one of the big dogs of the AFC.